Hi, welcome to Time to Unbind. I'm Elizabeth. So my previous video, I created a TBR jar with a whole bunch of challenges, and it was so much fun to make it. And then when I was done, I pulled out two of the little challenge cards, and I said that I'm not gonna rush myself to do it and finish it in that for the next video. But here I am. I actually finished it and I did the challenge. The two categories was, hold on a sec. Okay, hi. So these were the two categories I pulled from my TBR jar previously. So let's see. Let me just show you in case you didn't see the previous one. The first category or challenge was suspense romance, and the second one was a Christian book. Okay, so confession time. I doubled up on this one. So I found a suspense mystery Christian romance novel, and it's actually part of a series. So yeah, the book's name is One Little Lie by Coleen Coble. And I'm actually gonna quickly get the synopsis so that I can explain to you guys what it's about, because I'm not good at explaining, which I will get better at. Okay, so this is the Goodreads synopsis explanation or whatever. Let's see. I have my computer with me this time. And I made a ton of notes, which was the first time I've ever made notes while reading a book. So that was different. That was quite different for me. So let's see. One Little Lie. It started with one little lie, but Jane Hardy will do everything in her power to uncover the truth. Book one in a gripping new series from USA Today's best-selling romantic suspense author, Coleen Coble. When Jane Hardy is appointed interim sheriff in Pelican Harbor, Alabama, after her father retires, there's no time for an adjustment period. He is arrested for theft and then implicated in a recent murder, and Jane quickly realizes she's facing someone out to destroy her father. They escaped from a cult 15 years ago, and Jane has searched relentlessly for her mother. She refused to leave the cult thing. Reid is a well-known journalist who makes documentaries, and his sights are currently set on covering Jane's career. Jane has little interest in the attention, but the committee who appointed her loves the idea of the publicity. Jane finds herself dependent on Reid's cold manner as he follows her around taping his documentary, and they begin working together to clear her father's name. But Reid has his own secrets from the past, and the gulf between them may be impossible to cross. It started with one little lie, but Jane Hardy will do everything in her power to uncover the truth. Okay, so I liked this book. I liked the concept and the story and all that. But I mean, it was categorized in suspense, and I don't feel like it was a suspense story. It reminded me of one of those NCIS stories, or crime stories or series, but there wasn't. I mean, I feel like it wasn't really suspense, and it also wasn't really Christian, because there was just two characters that said something about faith, and her and Jane's friend once. I mean, I think she went to church 2 times in the whole story. There was not really any reference to any of that stuff, so I don't feel like it was perhaps like a romance. Yeah, there's tension between Jane and this Reid guy, but I just feel like it didn't live up to what it said. Not that I'm saying it was a bad book. this is my opinion and my opinion only. So if you have read this book and you think it's brilliant or great or whatever, good, awesome. I'm not saying this to offend anyone or whatever, but I was a bit disappointed. Especially since especially since the plot twist was so predictable to me, because throughout the book I was making notes, and I mean, some of the stuff that just clicked, and I kind of knew what was going to happen before it happened in the book. For me, it's like, I don't like that. If I know what's going to happen, what's the point? But still, I mean, I like the idea of it, and I like the plot. I like the story idea, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I'd probably give it like a 2 or 3 out of 5 or something. I've never really rated a book in full, so yeah, I just read them. Funny. So I made a couple notes here on a piece of paper, just so I don't ramble all over the place, which I'm probably going to in any case. The prologue for me was really interesting. It started with the whole cult thingy, but then it just suddenly, like, from the prologue, it jumped, and once or twice it's the whole cult situation gets referenced throughout the book, but not a lot, and you don't really get a lot of background about that whole situation. And I would really have liked to have seen more, how can I say, more about what went on there. I mean, you get to know all of the stuff you need to know, of course, but nothing more. That's just it. It's what you need to know, and that's it. I would like to point out, though, that this book is part of a series, so I'm maybe being too hasty in my judgment. Perhaps the second book is like, it explains more about the actual cult that they were in and that they were trapped in, and the years they spent there, and you know, all that stuff. So I may be wrong. It may be better than the second book. Yeah, I would have liked to get to know the characters more. For example, Jane's father, or Jane's mother, or Jane. I got to know Jane a bit in the book, but not, I mean, I don't know. But I do know that we know absolutely nothing about Jane's father. We know absolutely nothing about Jane's mother. And I just like, what? All the years that went by, or, yeah, no, I don't. And I just feel like there was too much loose ends by the end of the book. Maybe that gets caught up in the second book. I'm going to read it and let you guys know. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's left unsaid or left undeveloped or unquestioned, and it was mentioned like one time and never gets mentioned again. But I'm ranting about all the bad stuff now. But I mean, I did enjoy reading it, but I only wrote down all the stuff that I didn't like. Why did I do that? And I'm sitting here just complaining about a book that I actually enjoyed reading. Like, there's a bit of problems with it, but it's not all bad. Oh, and it's all written in third person point of view, which might be why I'm so irritated about it, because I don't like it when it's told that way, because it feels like it doesn't go into depth about the characters' feelings and what they're experiencing at any given point in time. I like first person point of view books, or that writing style, whatever, because it gives me a lot more detail, and I like detail. I like to have things dissected, and in books, obviously, not in real life. Otherwise, I would not have been a booktuber / developer. I would have been a doctor, which is, in any case, moving on. Not about me, about the book. Okay, so what was the good stuff I experienced from this book? Well, I really liked the story, and the cult part, the prologue, was interesting, very interesting, because it was set in like the cult environment, and then in chapter 1 it jumps to present day type of thing, and then it goes on and on. and continues through the story, and the mystery was quite intriguing. There was a couple of things that I was like genuinely like, wow, okay, I didn't know, I mean, couldn't have guessed that. I also liked Raid and his son Will, and that they have such a good bond, and that was quite sweet. It's really, really sweet. Okay, I quite like the fact that in the story that when Jane and her dad escaped, that he acquired like this house and stuff, and they got out of the whole cult situation, which is good and awesome, because you know, it was nice to read that they got out of that situation. Well, all in all, it was a well-balanced book. It wasn't one of those books where I would literally not be able to eat until I finish it, because I've read books like that. But it also wasn't one of those books where I got bored halfway through and just literally stopped reading it. It wasn't one of those. I didn't force myself to read it. It was an enjoyable, casual read. It was very mild. It was nothing like explosive, but it was a nice book. It was cool. I enjoyed it. I'm going to do another pull from my TBR challenge jar, and here we go. So I have my TBR challenge jar here, and I'm gonna shake. I think that's enough. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna take out 2 again. I promise I didn't look. Oh, again, with the yellow and the pink. See? That's strange. What yellow one is read a book about art. Interesting. That's going to be interesting. A book made into a movie. A romance book made into a movie. Here we go. I'm going to check these out. Check that out. Who knows? Maybe next week I have another video for you about a TBR challenge. So that's going to be fun, I think. Thank you so very much for watching. If you like this video, please press that like button and subscribe if you want to. Thanks. Okay. Love you lots. Bye.